Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Neu Gen Podcast. My name is Beto, your host. Today, I have a very, very special guest. I can't even say he's a legend in the Las Vegas community because this guy's international. Cherif.
Thank
How you
you.
doing, Cherif?
Thank you very much to bring me here and then to introduce myself. And my name's Cherif, and I'm doing whatever is people, want to do, like soccer and stuff.
Well, you've been a lifelong coach, right? With over 40 years of experience in the game.
Yes.
You're from Morocco, a country where the football culture there is,
It's like a religion.
it's another level, huh?
Yes.
So let's start off. How did you even get into coaching? What drove you to want to coach?
Well, driving me to the coach when I was a kid, like younger, but I don't know how to get to be a coach. But I was dreaming to be a coach, but I don't know how to get there. So I started just having that love and desire and passion, going to my neighbor and then knocking the door, house by house. I bring kids, we start playing soccer. That's how I start developing, like the love of the sport. So like that, I get better and better. You know what I'm saying? So
And you were a player obviously before, right? Before you were coaching.
yeah, of course. I was playing. I went to did junior in Raja, and then I played with the Olympic Wazan, goes in Morocco,
Okay.
and then that goes from youngster to the junior level. And I played there with them because the team dropped to the second division. Then at that time it was third division. I played with them for 3 years, and then after that I went back to Spain and I started training with Castilla.
Real Madrid, Castilla.
Yeah, Real Madrid Castilla, and then after that I went to Miami with my wife to visit her. So that's how I get an accident, motorcycle accidents.
Oh.
So I stopped. So that's how I pursue my coaching career from that 1986.
Oh, okay. And you said you moved out here to Florida. I didn't know that. That was before or after the accident.
After that, I had the chance to go back to Castilla, but I cannot do it with my injury. So they canceled all my contract, whatever. I cannot do it no more. So I was there in Miami. I decided to stay with my girlfriend. That's my wife right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you've been coaching for decades now. What's kept you in it for so long? Because I know a lot of people, they burn out.
Yep.
But I personally see you there all the time, and I see how many teams you work with at a time.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going so long?
Well, me, the honestly is the passion I have more than anybody in the world. It's like a disease for me.
Right.
You understand? I don't. It's like a hobby for me. It's not a job. I go there. If I don't go to train kids and stuff, I feel like I'm missing something. So my life is surrounded by just soccer ball. So that's the way how I'm ahead of. I love what I do. It's
And
like
that's all you've ever known.
too much
huh?
passion. Yeah, too much. I cannot consider that.
You've never done anything else, just coaching, huh?
Just coaching for all my life,
That's so
every day.
that's a dream, honestly.
Yeah. I'm blessed, honestly. This is the blessing from God, gave me this opportunity to take advantage. I'm helping a lot of kids all over, in Morocco. I was in Morocco. And then I trained some kids at high level, and they were like shocked what I have. They said to me, you are just wasting your time. You had to go somewhere else. But then I'm with the players right now. Saeed, I respect him. I love him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of person going from one side to other.
No, I know you've been in players a long time, and
Yeah.
You're one of probably the top coach in Nevada, in my opinion, right? So
Thank you. I appreciate
just the
that.
fact that you're still there, that shows a lot of loyalty. Because easily, you could have probably gone here or there or everywhere.
Of course.
know,
I
I-
could offer more money than it's not about money. Is a grass is green the other side. You know what I'm saying? So Saeed, like I said, I respect him. He's like my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there until the end of the day. So, and I love what I do. It's too much love.
No, I
Too much.
I see it all the time. You're somebody that I definitely want to learn from, right? Look at you like a mentor, and
Thank you.
I see, I see what you've done, and I see how many positive things you brought out of these kids. There's some players that, like, for example, we were talking about Junior.
Yeah.
Some players that you helped train and go and pursue their
course.
career further
Yeah.
than just club.
Well, so far I have like 7 professionals so far. Just like John, he's in Finland too. Also, I have Chris. He's in Italy in second division.
Mhm.
I train where I'm in Portugal, second division. I have a bunch of them. Who stick with my program, they go far.
Oh, easy. I
Yeah,
can
easily.
tell.
Yeah,
I've seen it. So I want to talk about, coaching philosophy. Every coach has their own style.
of
Some are
course.
more about tactics, some are more motivators, and some focus on player development. How would you describe your philosophy?
Well, my philosophy is if you have a team, you need to understand all the players in general. The way how they act, the way how if they love the sport and all this kind of stuff, and then you adjust you adjust your movements with them, and then be. It's not about just training. It's about a love of the sport. If you love what you do, you can see every single person as a player. He has some difficulties of things. Some of them good dribbler, some of them, like a good passer, but they don't know how to defense. A lot of different things, negative. But then you have to see it as a big picture. Not means like in a bad way. So and then pursue that and start training them and getting better and better and better until you see the result. So the way how I do it is just you need to have fun. You
Right.
need to have fun and let them to have fun. When they make a mistake, that means be on the top of him. No, look what you did. Look at that. And no, bring him back. You can sub him and then talk to him as a father and a mother example and tell him, you did this mistake. You did this. Next time, don't do it. If you do it, that's okay. But he's learning. He knows what he does. Because if you yell at him and you pressure him too much, so he's scared to play. So when you put him there and you're after him, he will always going to be scared. He's not going to have that confidence.
They're not going to want to make the mistake, right? Too
Yes,
scared
of
making a
course. He's
mistake.
going to be scared of you.
No, and
He's not going to say the truth.
I got to like firsthand see you because we're around when the tournaments are happening. We all try to walk around and see each other's games,
Of course.
and I love going to your games,
Thank you so
whether it's
much.
with the older ones or the little girls. I like going there and seeing how you coach, and I see how you talk to them, and just from that, one can learn. Just like the way you explain it right now, you don't say, "Hey, what you did was bad. This, and that." You explain to them, "Hey,
Of
you
course.
did it like
They
this,"
love you like that.
and yeah, they respect you. I
Of course.
don't know any player that ever has anything bad
No,
about
no, never.
anything bad to say
Sweet.
about you. It's always, "Oh man,
Of
Cherif
course.
is such a great
Of
coach."
course.
Like for example, our co-coach Alec, he was one of your players as
Of
well.
course.
Nothing but great things.
Thank you so much, guys, for support.
When you're working with young players, what's the most important thing you try to instill in them?
Oh, the younger one is different. The younger one, you have to leave him just show him to be passionate. Passionate. They make mistake. Don't yell at him. Just have him fun. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to talk to him. Don't be hard on them. Just let him have fun. If you say, let's dribble, doesn't matter. They make mistakes. Just keep them like that way. And it's just little by little, they start accepting your control and all this kind of stuff. And then soon they love you. Then they start giving you more and more and more. The problem for the first time, if you're hard on them, then they don't like you. They're not going to happen. It's going to be very complicated with you to get communication.
Too much friction, huh?
Too much friction, yes.
That's-
So,
That's a great way to look at it, honestly. And the way you explain it, I can think of situations where maybe I wasn't like that, right? As a coach, maybe you were too hard in first, and that every kid is the same.
yeah,
Like how you just said, some kids they don't respond to that.
of course.
So they yell at them,
Yeah.
they shut down.
Of course.
Which I know you've already figured out more or less like how to get the most out.
It's
of it.
Is the team when you control your team? You have to be like a father and a mother. You say the truth. They make a mistake. You accept the mistakes, and then try to communicate them in the right way. Like if they love you, they can give you more. But if they don't like you because you're on the top of them every time, they will be scared, and as soon they get scared, they're done. They're not going to play soccer no more. At 18, they can give up.
And that's the worst too. All that
Yeah,
investment that they
yeah.
made just for
Of
one
course.
bad experience with a coach. That no,
And also the other thing, parents, they are involved so much. So it happened that the parents, they love them more than the kids because they are on the top of them. The coach is on the top of the player, yelling and all this kind of stuff. The father say, okay, my son is really good. He can play. He can do this. So the kid is pleasing his father and pleasing you. So when they turn 18, he said, I'm not going to play no more. So they have to let them do their own job. They need to love what they do. They have to keep going until they get that love, the passion through their, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then after that, they're not going to give up because they do it better than anybody else. So they pursue that career forever. They go college, Division I, maybe professional, depends on and training. So that's how I look at it.
And they need coaches like that, like yourself, to make, keep them happy. And, obviously you're going to be hard, training, being the best is not easy, but at the same time, you still want to enjoy it, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. And then later on, when they know you really well as a coach, sometimes you hard on them, but they know you love them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about the older age.
Yep.
So then they accept what you're saying because you're not like, you have favors.
Right.
You love this guy, but you don't love. You have to love them, all of them. The same thing. When you sub somebody, you have to sub whatever is necessary for the team. You sub them without, you don't mention nothing like you are bad, you are good. You know what I'm saying? Just let them do things, but you control that thing.
Right.
That's how the team become much better. So.
And I want to talk about some of your experiences coaching. So I know you coach in different environments. You're from Morocco.
Yep.
Now you're here in the U.S. How do those experiences compare?
Well, I experience, because I don't talk a lot about myself, you know what I'm saying? So I let everybody to know what I'm doing. So I coach in California for 15 years.
Okay.
I coach in college, and I had my own club, my own academy, and I developed a lot of good players then. Then I went back to Morocco. I coached for 2 years there. They fired the coach as in somewhere in Wazan. They fired him. And then they told me just come and just, take this job. And then later on we can find somebody. But then when they saw me that way, doing the training, they don't want to hire other coach. They want to keep me.
So that's professional, right? You were coaching kids when you went back to Morocco. You were coaching.
It was the third division.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And is there a big difference between the mentalities of Morocco and the United States?
It's a big difference. It's a big difference. The only thing that in Morocco, the passion they have is like a religion for them.
Mm-hmm.
A game is like a religion. The parents, they're not involved at all. The kids, when they go, that's their job. They make a mistake, they learn from that. The parents, they're not saying things and stuff. They are, because the parents, they leave them alone because they have so much passion. So that is like a job for them. If they make a mistake, they're going to say, I made a mistake. I'm going to learn from it right now. Then they accept it, they receive it, and they perfect it.
They understand it's their responsibility, right?
That's it.
Parents.
Yes. Here, no, is always parents involved with the kids. My son is good, but he's not good. You know what I'm saying? So they don't leave them alone to do their own stuff and be in charge and be responsible and be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can get better. So.
And that's you touched on a huge point right there. The fact that it's their responsibility and the kids know it. The parents don't get involved. Over here in this culture, the parents try to save it from everything.
Yeah. Because they love their kids so much, but they don't understand they are like support them in the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They love them, I'm not sure. They love them dearly, but they don't understand how to back up and leave the kids to understand it. Because every time the kids, he's not playing, the parents involved with the coach saying, okay, well, why my son is not playing? But your son is making mistake. I'm trying to help him to get better. Example. But the parents involved. So instead, parents stay back and let the kids learn, and they get better and better every time. He's gonna love what he does. Doesn't matter he make a mistake, but he goes further than that. You know what I'm saying? Just to be successful.
That's funny because that what you just described right there. When I look at the top players, right, in a certain age group, a lot of times the parents are not involved like that. A lot of times the parents are sitting in a corner,
of course,
enjoying the game, letting their kid play.
Yeah.
Not even cheering sometimes.
Yeah.
Game happens after, hey, good job, son, and that's it. And then as to the other parents that are on the sideline, they're yelling, hey, do this, do that, do this. Yeah. Hey, coach, why isn't my kid playing?
Of course.
You can tell the difference. And in the end,
big difference.
I think from my experience, what I've seen is that ends up ruining the kid's career,
Of course.
right? And
Yeah.
then they don't want to play no more.
And then also, like what I noticed here in Las Vegas, example, you know what I'm saying? The level we have is not means like the highest level. Like you go to California, the level is a little bit higher than us. Why? Because there is a lot of players to pick. There are so many people to pick the best player. Here we don't.
Right.
They have, majority they work for, they go 2 players good for one team and the other one going, you know what I'm saying, different clubs. And that is a big problems, because the parents involved too much. My kid is good, he move him to other club. And then when he find out he's not playing because he doesn't like the team, they move him another club. I'm jumping from one side to the other. Instead, stick with the plan and keep going. And that's the reason they make the kids to be comfortable to say, I don't want to be here. I want to quit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
And they don't understand what they're essentially raising them to be quitters. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't like it here? Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah,
You
comfortable.
don't like it here?
Comfort
Let's go
zone.
somewhere else.
Comfort zone.
Instead of challenging themselves,
Of
right?
course. It's like European when they are kids, there is problem. There is players, they're not going to like you. But you're still going. And then we go through the ups and downs and the mountains go down and up. Eventually you can succeed because you go through a lot of problems, ups and downs. But here, when it's just a little problem, oh, no, you cannot stay here. Let's move somewhere else. And the kids, he get used to it to become not comfortable in the same spot. If he's going to jump the other side, he will jump other side. And he'll be jumping all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get 18, the quality is not the same. He's missing a lot of quality because he's jumping. Instead, stick with the plan and then keep going. And then you will succeed like that.
It's like school, how you starting a new lesson all the time.
That's
all the
it.
time. How are you going to learn?
Of course. And that's why it's like an example, like I see in Africa, in Morocco, Europe, they have one door. And one door, you need to open that door. If you don't open that door, you will never succeed. That's the only option you have. So he started banging that door and bleeding and stuff. Then he opened that door. Here in America, they have 7 doors.
Yeah.
Then he knock on that door. He doesn't open it. And he goes to the next one. And after that, the next one. And that's why it's called his comfort zone.
Yep.
He go with the comfort, places, comfort, whatever. If that door is going to hurt him, he's going to move to the next door.
They go somewhere where they're not going to be challenged, where
That's
they're
it.
not going to struggle, right?
That's
where
the
they're not
problem.
gonna have hardships.
Yeah. And majority, like example, like Brazil and Europe and stuff, they have one door. If that door doesn't open, he's dead. Make sense what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's their way out, huh?
That's it. Way out.
And as far as mentality goes, what about playing style? What's the difference between America and Morocco? The U.S. and Morocco.
The playing style, but a lot of people, they think what I notice here in America example, a lot of them dribble. But then dribbling, that's good to have dribbling, to dribble good and stuff. But then his obsession is just dribbling every time. The difference between here and Europe, they are amazing dribbler, they are amazing control, they have everything together. But then they do it like a music. They know when to do one touch. They know when to dribble. It's like when you put that player and you see him very, very unique. Like he doesn't make a mistake. And he knows when to dribble, when to pass, when to do one touch. Everything organized. When you see that player, he doesn't make a mistake. When he loses possession of the ball or something, he goes back and get it. He's not lazy. When you do that kind of quality, all the coaches love you. You know what I'm saying? But here, what I see teams, some play, they dribble. They lose the ball, then they dribble again. They lose the ball and they dribble again. But then some coaches, because he's dribbling and scored, they don't say nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pull them, said, listen, you have one touch there, you need to do it and receive. You have one shot there, you have to take shot. And when it comes to the team member as 11 players, every single person doing their own job. Imagine 11 players, they're doing their own job perfectly. You will have tremendous team. And plus, individual, they become better because they know the job, they know the rules of the game.
And you're trying to set them up to the professional setting where, how you just explained, in a professional setting, everyone does their job perfectly, right?
Of course.
So that's what you're trying to set them up for.
Of course.
I remember one time you were coaching, and like I said, every time you have a game or something, I love to go over there, to learn.
Yeah.
And you were telling the boys, you guys are taking too many touches on the ball.
Yep.
And you explained to them why. Why? Because the touches slow it down.
Yep.
Less touches is better. And that's something that I started implementing with my team. Like, guys,
Of course.
you guys hold the ball too long.
Yeah.
Less touches is better.
Yep.
And now they start to grasp it.
Of course.
They
Of
start
course.
to grasp that concept.
Yeah.
And let's while we're on it, what's one thing that you learn from, for example, Morocco or from here that has stuck with you as far as coaching goes?
So for my coaching, the only thing I learned so much. When I was back in Miami, I started copy a lot of coaches. A lot of coaches, some of them play in Manchester, but they coach. So I copy all things. I start doing it. Then I find out I'm not going nowhere. So I started saying, I'm going to start doing my own stuff. So I started, my practice is totally different. I do my own practices, my own drill. I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch anything. So I start, with the experience I have, I start creating repetition things. Repetition things is when you do passes, you know that pass where it's going to go. If the player is running, you have to feed him in the right measurement so he cannot lose the ball. Then if he's going to dribble, I'm going to dribble in a far distance so the player is not close to me, so I cannot lose the ball. So that's the difference. I started learning that, and then to create that better atmosphere to become the best. So I did the repetition so I can hit the ball there many times. So the kids, they understand what that ball is going to go. So I learned from that environment to become my own stuff, my own style, my own things. I don't copy nobody now. And that's the reason you become much better coach.
I remember you told me that. You're like, yeah, everything I do, I invent. Like
every time. I don't copy.
And I see like some of your, when you post your training sessions on your Instagram,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like,
No, I don't.
I saw you doing one drill one time and I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like,
Well,
I can see why you do that, right? Like that's something different.
yeah.
And
Sometimes,
obviously-
sometimes I train with some professional, like a John. He play in Finland first division. You get Junior. He just went to Finland again. And then Chris in Italy, example, I train with them, but they come to me, said, God, I was thinking I'm good, but I feel like I'm not good player because the touch is not clean. Like, example, if you hit the ball, control, you had to be certain control with the inside the foot, but the ball had to be precise right in the front of you because you want it that way. If you want the ball coming and goes that way, you have to do it. It's like driving a car without doing accidents. So everything had to be perfect. And that's only way you can get better. Because
So the little details, right? I mean, to cut you off.
little details. Because if you don't do that during the game with the pressure, you're gonna lose the ball. Because if you see it that way, everybody can play now. Everybody talented. But the only thing is keeping the players not succeeding is the mindset, the brain. Sometimes you give up because somebody say you're not good. You give up on that. Sometimes you pass the ball wrong and you say, okay, well, I'm not good. So you cannot be that way. You have to go through the problems and fix and keep going and handle the pressure because nothing is going to be easy. You're not going to go back to Europe and again make it. You have to go through hell to make it mentally.
Europe's got players too, right? That are
Of course. Mentally, if you have this, you will succeed easy. If you have this, you will succeed. But if you have just this, you know how to play, you are the best player, but you weaken there, you'll never get there.
The brain is more important, huh?
Very important. That's for me is number one.
The rest will follow, right?
Of course, because you're in control.
And before we keep talking about players, I wanted to talk about your experience in California compared to here now. Because we compared Morocco and the U.S. now. What about California and Nevada? What's the difference?
California is like a more competition. The play is higher than here. You know what I'm saying? So you compete against the best player. Environment is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Here, example, if you compete, the level is still low, but we are the same level. You can win that team if you have just slightly good players. You can win that team easily,
Right.
and you don't have that kind of competition. I like to compete against players, against teams that are way better than me. rank number one in the country, example, I get beat, but I'm not saying to look as because I lost the game. It's good for me because the kids, they can learn what that team do. Because sometimes a lot of coaches here, they go for tournament and they want to win. It's not about winning. It's about looking that player. If those players, they're going to go far when they turn 18, 17. If you don't see nobody going in any college Division 1 or Division 2 or professional, means you're not doing a good job. Simple as that. It's not about winning. Winning is good for me. And then losing is good for me. Why? Because those kids learn more. Simple. And I learn more. Everybody is instead to receive and to reject. You know what I'm saying? So that's how life goes.
And obviously, you know, like you say, you want to play against the high-ranked teams, number one in the nation. That makes you better. Over here, and you made a perfect example. They just care about trophies, you know?
Yeah.
What do trophies do for the players? The kid turns 18, and he's got 20 trophies on his wall, 20 medals. But
yeah.
What college scholarship?
No, nobody won them. Yes, nobody.
All that time invested in in soccer for what?
Yeah. But the things what I said, we stepping up a little bit. The Las Vegas used to be low a little bit, but now we're getting much better a little bit than I used when I came back here from the beginning, like 14 years ago.
So you've been in Las Vegas since 2011?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was the year I graduated then.
Yeah.
And oh wow, okay. And let's talk about players, the club.
Okay.
So you've been coaching here for 14 years, you said, right?
Yes.
With Players Soccer Club.
Yeah.
How do you like it compared to, you know, clubs you were in California? What makes Players so special?
Well, but players, the good things about players, coaches, all the coaches, they are very comfortable. Very comfortable. They can do their own stuff. Nobody pressure them and stuff. And Said is very good person, you know what I'm saying, doing good business and then helping, you know, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't have money. He's the only one, is the club is the lowest price and stuff.
He's still helping.
And still happen. He doesn't go higher than others, example, because he care about the kids. The kids, they come sometimes, we offer him, you know, a free scholarship sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We try to help him and all this kind of stuff. And I admire that. I respect him so much for that.
Such a great guy. He's helped so many of my players.
Of course. People sometimes they turn against him. They don't know his attitude. He's a great person. He's helping the community. He's doing big things. But always you're going to find somebody who's jealous.
Always.
When you do good things, people, they're going to go after you. They're not going to like you. That means you're doing something good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason I'm there with them, because he treats me really well and treats all the coaches good. You know what I'm saying? And we are very comfortable what we do. So go to other
comfortable in a good way, right? Like
in a good way, very comfortable in a good way. Yeah,
we're all there to
help each other,
develop the kids, to help those coaches. I love walking around and seeing you training, seeing other coaches training, saying, "Hey, how's it going?" You know,
of course,
how we doing? Because at the end we're essentially one big family.
Yeah, of course. Is the thing is we work as a team, coaches, everybody respect me there, and I respect everybody, and we're helping each other. So that's for me is like very comfortable in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You feel like you want to do it more and more and more. Nobody pressure you. Makes sense?
You look forward to going.
That's it. Yeah.
Look forward to seeing the kids.
Of course.
And obviously, Players is the longest running club in the city. He started it a long time ago. That alone shows that speaks alone for how much the club makes an impact in the city. Because you could, like I said, I think you're the number one coach. You can easily go to whatever club, right? Whatever money they throw, you're there for a reason.
No. Listen to me. Money is nothing. If you are comfortable and you love what you do, you have to be very happy in the place you are. Because you can have money in the world, but you're not happy. What are you going to do that?
Just be miserable, huh?
You're going to be miserable in your life. Might as well just keep doing what you love.
And you're still working with the 06 Academy boys, right?
Yeah, sometimes. But the majority, they are like, they are going to college, some of them and stuff. And then that age is very hard, to bring, to train together and all this kind of stuff.
Some of them already got other stuff.
Yeah,
going on,
other stuff
they're
going.
out of high school, work, girlfriend, family.
That's it. You got it. That's the reason.
And I also know you coach the 2015 girls right now.
Yeah.
That team is going to be crazy.
Yeah, hopefully.
Whose idea was that?
They gave it to me because the only reason I couldn't do girls before, I did girls in college and in the men too also. But the college, it was like I couldn't understand how to deal with them. But then I get my experience the first year, so I know all the girls, they need to have they have that motion and very sensitive. You need to know how to communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like a father and a mother, but in the very, very nice way.
Right.
But the first year when I had in college in California, I was tough on them. So when a player doesn't like you, everybody doesn't like you. So I started understanding how I learned from that mistakes I'd done before. So next year, in like second year, when I was coaching, I started getting better. So I started, all the girls, they start loving me, and then they getting better, and then we start winning, we start doing, and that's how I learned to change myself from female to, to become, to understand how to communicate with them.
Right.
So now, because I said that no to the girls example, but now I get one. Saidi gave it to me. So now, everybody loves me there, and then we're doing a good job, and it's just having fun.
Like, for example, I was talking about how whoever put you there is a genius because you're a developer. Imagine, you get those little girls from that age, 2015. If you stay with them for 6 years in those 5 6 years, that's what I mean. And that's why I thought it was genius for them to have you. If I was a parent, I would want you coaching my kids' team easily.
The thing is, when that team come to me, nobody knows how to pass the ball at all. Nobody is like zero. But then I look at it here in Las Vegas, majority coaches, they pick out the best player and they bring them. So that's how they become, like you driving, like the car drive itself. So when you have a place, they don't know how to pass, they don't know. Now you start teaching them all that details, and you see in the game doing it, you feel proud of yourself, what you're doing. And the kids, they become happy because they learn in process, they become better and better every time. So that's the hard way, but the good way to make that team better. Because you are always with them, you have good relationship with them, you know how to communicate with them, you know how to guide them. So they look at you like you are the top, like something special for them. And I like that, what I'm doing right now.
Like a role model, right?
Yes, of course.
And honestly, one thing I love about you, Cherif, is that you always say, like, coaching, like, it doesn't matter about the money. You're happy, just coaching. And honestly, I feel the same way. I get such a joy out of seeing the kids day by day getting better, little by little. Sometimes a kid shows up to practice, shoulders down, unconfident. And then next thing you know, you see them progress.
Of course.
The kid is smiling. He's cracking jokes with the team.
Yeah.
That's the real trophy for me.
Of course.
You see them, grow as a person.
Yep.
I know you've probably seen
I saw a lot. So many things.
So much like that.
Yeah, I agree 100% what you're saying. So.
And you work with a lot of players over the years. Are there any standout players, right, that are very memorable to you? Obviously, you have a lot of pros, but if you want to share some of that.
Well, I have a lot of plays I create. A lot of them in the academy, the younger ones now. And then I have like a junior, he's going to Finland. I have a bunch of them, but take time to become better. But majority comes to me is like they don't know how to, in a next level. I'm saying they are a good player, but they don't understand next level. And that's what I said to you in Las Vegas, entire Las Vegas, player they can play. You think they're amazing, but there is always a next level. Right. And that next level, they struggle. The perfection. The moving without the ball.
The little details, like you said.
Yeah, little details. If you don't know how to do it, then you are not a good player. So you need to understand that. And you need to receive more from coaches. If you care to become better, you need to respect your coach and listen to him what he does, what he say. So if he suck that energy away from your coach and keep it, you become much better player. And that's how things goes in life to become the best.
And after all these years, what still excites you about going to the field, coaching?
Honestly, a lot of, like my wife and Andrew said, I never see somebody like you because you are crazy. You are crazy means in good things. In good things, you are always wake up early. You go. You don't miss. Like 40 years, I never called sick.
Cherif, you coach 8 teams at a time sometimes.
Yeah, one
You never
time.
miss.
One time I coach in Edfount. I was had 8 teams walking from one side to other, always moving, touching the ball and stuff. Nobody's standing. And I don't know how to do it because I love it.
I remember when I first got into players, we were at a fountain and I was right there with you and I was watching you train. And I saw you had 3 different teams at one time.
Yeah, yeah.
Still training them, all quality sessions.
Yeah.
But the impact that you made on these kids, it would have been easy for them to just mess around and
Of course.
because they know you, they respect you so much.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a thought. They were their work to get better and better. Even though you might have had a bunch of teams or coaches, so you couldn't necessarily focus. The way they trained never changed. It never slowed down.
Never.
It was always at a high level.
Of course.
And that's something that you implemented into them, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the reason they respect you because you are like strong-minded. They know you're not joking around. You know you are responsible. And then they respect what you do. So when it comes to session, nobody had to goof around because if they goof around, they said, okay, well, I don't want you here. If you're not going to love what you do, you need to push yourself harder because if you are a role model for other people, if they look at you, you work harder, that guy is going to work harder. And they can pursue whatever you do. And then they keep going. That's how you become the team is organized with discipline because they look at as a coach.
And you've easily seen a lot of players where a player was really good, but he didn't work hard, and then this other player might have not been as technically good or whatever,
Yeah.
but he worked really hard.
Yep.
Who ended up making it further in the long run? The other
The
player, right?
players with the discipline.
And you've seen that so many times.
Always, so many times.
And I know you implement that, and
Yeah.
you tell them.
Because some players, they are like good, but their head is bigger. They become cocky. So they say, I'm good. I'm not going to listen to you what you say.
I don't need to practice.
No. And they don't respect coaches, example. It's my way. So they don't know in long run, at 18 years old, they suffer.
Then they're 18. They're like, I should have listened to Coach Cherif. He was trying to help me.
Of course. That's how life goes. Nothing is in this life if you don't work.
And if it's easy, it's not great, huh?
Nope. You have to have no pain, no gain. That's how it goes. Life is, if you don't have pain, you're not going to gain nothing. And majority is handed to them. Majority, so they become.
Over here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I remember one time you were telling me a story about you being in Morocco and you guys play with rocks.
Yeah. Well, it's totally different there. It's totally different. We have that love. Like example, me when I was a kid, my father, he hates soccer. And he always said to me, if you play soccer, I will chop your legs. So I hide and play. More he say no, more I put more effort into it. So I get better and better. So, and my mom, she used to like steal money to buy me shoes, to buy me socks and stuff. That's how the reason I get better at it.
You were meant to be involved in soccer from the very beginning.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So since when I was a kid, I never stopped. Thank God.
And what would you say is next for you? Like, what are some big goals that you want to accomplish right now in the near future? I mean, you've already accomplished a lot, right? But do you still have anything else?
Well, maybe what I'm gonna do later on. I try to do like maybe some academy and stuff, like part time with Andrew, like doing fitness and do all this stuff, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just so.
And so Andrew was also a player as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Son Andrew.
Andrew, he played in Raja First Division like 2 years, and he was great player. He just not meant to be,
Yeah, but he became a bodybuilder.
He's bodybuilder. He's
It's
gonna.
like that energy went into something else.
course.
And became the best at
Yeah,
something
that's
else.
true. And now he's like a professional. He can train kids and all this kind of stuff. He has a lot of details to make the players stronger, and plus the soccer.
And I
So imagine
see him out
both.
there, too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a great
yeah,
coach. I see him work really good with the
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Always, always with a smile.
Yeah. Well, that kid, if you know, I put a lot of effort into it. Was like just everyday training, like night and day and all this kind. But I made him really good. But just mentally, I made a mistake because I had never moved with him. So he was a kid, 15. He was 16 and playing first team
In Morocco.
by himself.
Wow.
So he get that the the language is not. He doesn't speak Arabic and stuff. And he was like not comfortable, so he gets very, very shy, and he become like a very depressed and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So Andrew was born here or he was born
Yeah,
in Morocco?
born in Miami.
Oh, okay.
They say.
And then you sent him over there.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that I would love for.
And
that
he
for
played
you.
in Almeria too. Almeria.
Oh,
La
really?
Liga. Yes. Yeah.
I would love for that to have your academy. Let me know, Cherif.
Yeah.
I would love to send you some players because, like I said, I think you're the best trainer out here.
And I train kids like totally. If you can ask anybody here in Las Vegas, my training is like a very unique. It's like cut in pieces. You know what I'm saying? So and the players they understand. They know the quality is not the same.
Right.
So that's how they respect me.
No, and especially you still are great with your feet.
Yeah.
I see you on the field juggling, doing these tricks that these kids can't even do, and they're just like, "Oh my God, Coach Cherif."
Yeah.
That's something. That's how you could tell, like, you're mad about this. You're
I'm born to do.
passionate,
Yeah.
you're
I
crazy
agree
about it.
with you. Yeah. If you ask my wife, said like they don't bother me because they know I'm here. They know I'm doing soccer.
And soccer is evolving so fast, especially in the U.S. Where do you see the game going in the next 5 to 10 years, and how do you see yourself being a part of that?
US, they progressing so much right now. You know what I'm saying? So they bring in foreign players from other country, and that help a lot. And then MLS is getting way better, but still in a little bit struggling. Example when it comes quality, but I think maybe one day it's going to be the same. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? Depends what we do. Like Arabia Saudi, they have so much money. They offer so much money for other players. La Liga, the Arabia Saudi is going to be way better too. Also.
Yeah, I have one of the parents on my team showed me something that they had sent them is from there. They're saying like, oh, if you're 15 to 16, looking to be a pro, like there's trials in Saudi Arabia right now, and they're promoting this to kids. So like,
of course,
they're trying to start real early with that.
Yep.
So I can.
It's a big opportunity, and a lot of money.
It's tough
crazy.
over here, right? Because in the U.S. everything is a monopoly. So.
Yeah. Yes. It's like also like example, if you go to Morocco, something, they want me to coach right now if you want to professional, but they corrupted a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't want to deal with it. I want sleep.
Yeah, because you're straight up about the game.
Yeah, I'm straightforward.
The best coach, make your players the best, right?
Of course. So that's his, and then there sometimes they can sell the game without letting you know as a coach.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they can give money to the defenders, but you don't know.
And then they're just making mistakes.
Yeah, they thought, and then goal, you're done.
That's crazy. And that's crazy that probably happens so much.
Yeah, all over. Like, that's happened to in La Liga. In La Liga, it's happened in Italy. All this stuff. They don't want to be like they sell it.
So like that's why you stuck into the player development aspect, right? Because that's the most pure.
Of course, and then you have a love for it, and then you can go enjoy what you do, and God give you that wisdom. You have to share it with somebody else, and then more you make those players better. For example, a lot of kids, I take them from like example going to drugs and stuff. I bring them back, and you teach them soccer and stuff, and then that's how they become better and better in the long run.
And they become better people too.
Yeah, better people. They don't do drugs. They don't. Yeah, and I feel very.
That's what you really focus on, right?
Of course, I feel happy.
If they want to, all right, that's fine. But you want them to be better people.
Of course, and then that is a big help. God is looking at everything what you do. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. That's why when I wake up in the morning, I say I'm thankful. I'm healthy, but the money is nothing.
I'm sure. I wish I would have been coached by you, Cherif.
Yeah.
I didn't get the chance. I was too old.
Well,
But
I love you. You're doing great job. You're
I
good.
love you too,
You're a
bro. I
good
appreciate
person. You're a
that.
good person, and you're doing a lot of good things for people. Honestly, you too. I can see it.
Thank you.
So
That honestly means a lot.
yeah,
And on Cherif, it's been a pleasure having you.
thank
Before we
you.
wrap this up, do you want to? Can you give any advice to young players or coaches out there?
Okay, my advice is the only thing is if you want to work, the coaches or players, if you are a coach, accept what you do and help your kids become the best. Don't have favors. All the teams is your favors. You have to love everybody the same. You cannot put somebody playing more than other. And just if you do that, God is gonna bless you, and then you're gonna help people to become the best. Simple as that.
I
So
definitely agree with that.
yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Cherif. Thank you, everybody, again for listening. This has been another great episode of the Neu Gen Podcast. You can find us on our handles below. Thank you, guys. Thank you to my guests. Thank you, Sub City.
Thank you guys for everything. I appreciate it for your help, and God bless you all of you guys.
See you guys on the next one. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.